The concrete bites through the thin soles of your boots. It is mid-November. The wind off the river carries the stench of rotting garbage and diesel exhaust. You stand in the alley. The brick walls close in on you. They are damp. They feel like a tomb. Your stomach twists, a sharp, hollow cramp. Hunger is a noise. It drowns out everything else. You dig your hands deep into your frayed pockets. Your fingertips brush against a single smooth metal coin. A quarter. This is your entire net worth. This is the baseline of your reality. You are anchored to the gutter. Look up. The streetlights flicker. A harsh, buzzing yellow glare. People walk past the mouth of the alley. They wear thick wool coats. They hold leather briefcases. They do not look at you. To them, you are a stain on the pavement. You are a shadow. You lean against the cold, wet brick. You close your eyes. You listen to the distant hum of traffic. You want to tear the city apart with your bare hands. You want to exist. You wait for a break. You are raw. Your mind is an empty slate, desperate for a number, desperate for a value. This is when you are most vulnerable. The open wound waits for the salt. He steps out of the fog. A man in a tailored camel hair overcoat. He smells like peppermint, expensive tobacco, and stale gin. He stops under the flickering yellow light. He looks at you. He does not look through you. He looks right at the hunger in your eyes. He reaches into his heavy coat. He pulls out a small black velvet box. He snaps it open. Inside is a watch. It gleams under the harsh street lamp. "This piece?" the man says. His voice is a low, steady rumble. "It is worth $50,000. It is stolen." Your breath catches in your throat. $50,000. The number hits your brain like a physical blow. It is massive. It is heavy. It drops straight to the bottom of your mind. "I need a ghost to transport it," he says. 3 blocks. "I will pay you $1,000. You look at the watch again. You do not see the slight imperfections. You do not notice that the metal feels a fraction too light. You do not realize the glass face is cheap acrylic. This is the glitch, the psychological trap. The first piece of information you receive becomes the absolute truth. He anchored your reality at 50,000. Because 50,000 is the anchor, 1,000 feels like a bargain. It feels like a gift. If he had told you the watch was worth $20, you would have spit at his feet. But he dropped the heavy weight first. Your logic completely fractures. Your survival instincts vanish. You believe the first lie. You reach out. Your hands shake. You take the box. The velvet is soft against your calloused skin. You swallow the hook. The basement smells of sulfur, cigar ash, and hot metal. The air is thick. It coats your lungs. You sit at a heavy oak table. The wood is scarred, covered in burn marks and deep gouges. You watch the men work. You watch the syndicate operate. You learn the trade. You are no longer the mark. You are the mechanic. You learn how to weaponize the glitch. You watch an older grifter handle a wealthy buyer. The buyer wants a painting. The grifter does not negotiate. He does not barter. He looks the buyer dead in the eyes and drops a massive, insulting number, $2 million. The buyer scoffs. He argues. He sweats. He fights for an hour. Finally, the grifter sighs. He lets the buyer win the painting for $500,000. The buyer leaves smiling. He feels powerful. He feels victorious. He does not know the canvas is a forgery. He does not know it cost $50 to paint. The grifter set the anchor at $2 million. Everything below that felt like a victory to the mark. You realize the whole city runs on this machine. Every price tag, every plea deal, every negotiation. It is all a war of who drops the first lie. You join the assembly line. You wear a sharp suit now. The wool is heavy and warm. You smell of expensive cologne. You sit across from desperate men. You look them in the eye. You drop the heavy numbers. You watch their brains misfire. You watch the invisible weight crush their common sense. You build a fortune on the broken mechanics of the human mind. The penthouse is silent. The thick glass windows block out the city noise. The carpet is deep. It swallows your footsteps. You stand at the window. You look down at the grid of streets. You control it all now. You run the largest fencing operation on the seaboard. Your bank accounts are full. Your tailored shirts are crisp. But the air in the room is freezing. You walk to the mahogany desk. You pour a glass of bourbon. The crystal decanter is heavy. The liquid burns your throat. It tastes like wood smoke and copper. You trust no one. This is the curse of the mechanic. You know how the machine works. Your lieutenant walks in. He hands you a ledger. He says the profits are up 20%. You do not smile. You stare at him. Is 20% the truth? Or is it an anchor? Did he steal 40% and feed you the 20 to make you feel secure? Every conversation is a battlefield. Every piece of news is a potential trap. You cannot turn the glitch off. You dissect every sentence spoken to you. You look for the hook. You look for the lie. You sweat through your expensive shirts. Your heart beats a rapid, chaotic rhythm against your ribs. You have all the power. You dictate reality for thousands of people. But you have lost your own mind. You live in a house of mirrors. Every reflection is a distortion. You are entirely alone. The docks are pitch black. The freezing rain slices sideways. It stings your face like broken glass. You smell rotting kelp and heavy diesel. You stand behind a stack of rusted shipping containers. Your closest partner, the man you brought up from the street, crouches beside you. He holds a heavy steel crowbar. The shipment is unguarded, he whispers. I scoped it an hour ago. 2 guards, both asleep. That is the first piece of information. That is the anchor. Your brain locks onto it. 2 guards. Asleep. Unguarded. You build your entire tactical plan around this single initial fact. You step out from the shadows. Your boots splash in the deep puddles. The rain is deafening. You approach the container doors. You do not check the perimeter. You do not notice that the floodlights have been intentionally cut. You do not hear the faint static of a police radio. Your instincts are completely smothered by the anchor. You grab the frozen metal latch. You pull. The container doors swing open. It is not unguarded. 4 blinding white tactical lights hit you square in the face. They burn your retinas. You hear the distinct, terrifying sound of 4 pump-action shotguns racking simultaneously. A harsh, mechanical clack-clack. You turn to your partner. He is already backing away into the shadows. His hands are raised. He drops the crowbar. It clatters loudly against the wet concrete. He fed you the anchor. He set the trap. You built your reality on his first lie. Fire erupts. A burning, tearing agony rips through your thigh. You collapse. You hit the freezing, oil-slicked concrete. You taste rust, salt, and warm blood. The trap closes. You are crushed by the very glitch you mastered. The park bench is splintered. The cheap wood digs into your back. It is November again. The wind bites through your thin, worn-out coat. You are old. Your hair is thin. You lean on a cheap aluminum cane. Your thigh throbs with a dull, endless ache, a permanent reminder of the dark. You sit alone. You count the loose change in your pocket. A few dull coins. You look across the gray, rain-slicked street. The neon sign of a pawn shop buzzes. A harsh, electric hum. You see a kid standing by the alley. He is shivering. He is hungry. You recognize the empty, desperate look in his eyes. He is a blank slate. A man in a sharp black coat approaches the kid. The man stops. He reaches into his pocket. He pulls out a small box. You cannot hear the words, but you know the script. You know the exact cadence of the lie. You watch the man's mouth move. You watch the kid's eyes widen. You see the exact moment the heavy number drops. You see the invisible anchor sink deep into the kid's brain. The kid reaches out. His hands shake. He takes the box. You close your eyes. The cold rain hits your face. You taste the bitter ash of the city. The glitch never gets patched. The machine just finds new meat. You swallow the bile in your throat. You listen to the hum of the neon lights. You wait for the dark.